You know, the funny thing is a lot of folks love the PenFed Gold Visa, but they have no idea how to apply for this card or how to increase the limit. So in today's conversation, I want to share with you PenFed Gold Visa credit card hacks you must implement right away to get approved. Don't you go anywhere. You're going to love today's conversation, I guarantee it. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee, or tea, or vodka, and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to share with you PenFed Gold Visa credit card hacks you must implement immediately to get approved, okay? So here are the steps. First, you need to understand the card fitness, what we call card fitness. You need to make sure this card fits your need. It's very important. Don't you just walk around and apply for a PenFed credit card randomly. This thing's demands preparation, planning, right? So this card, based on our analysis, is really great if you are looking for balanced transfers, okay? And the cool thing is that, so you have like you have a low APR on purchases, okay, but you have a 15-month intro APR promo period. This is really great. So you can transfer balances, whatever, okay? Now just remember that you have a 0% intro APR on purchases and balance transfers. This is really great, okay? Now there is a 3% balance transfer fee though, but it is what it is. It is okay. The variable APR oscillates from 10.49% to 17.99%, okay? And the card has no annual fee. So when you think about this card, the PenFed Gold Visa credit card, I want you to think about balance transfers. That should be the keywords that should pop up in your brain. Balance transfers, balance transfers, balance transfers. Don't use the card for everyday purchases. I mean, there are other cards in a PenFed's catalog that you can actually use for that, okay? And for example, the power cash, okay? This is kind of cool. So one thing I want to say about this card is that the balance transfer period is 15 months, okay? So one thing you also need to understand is that you can use the card if you want to transfer balance in terms of consolidating debt and lowering your interest, paying down higher interest rate cards, reducing your monthly payments, and covering unexpected expenses. So boss, right now I want to ask you a question. Do you carry high balances, high loan amounts, high credit card balances on other credit cards? That's a question. That's the first thing you got to ask yourself. If no, then you don't want to do anything, okay? You can watch this video to learn more about the PenFed Gold Visa credit card, but you don't have to apply now because this is I want to make sure that you are clear in your brain that this card is mostly and mainly for balance transfers. I mean, obviously they give you a 0% intro APR on purchases also, but the thing is that there are other cards that are better because you can actually earn rewards, you can earn points when you make purchases, but this card does not have that. So the second thing I want you to really think about, and this is the second hack, it's pre-qualification. Boss, this is very important. You want to seize any pre-qual offer that you get from PenFed. This is really important, okay? And the thing, and we heard a question last time about, from Miranda, is that her name? Yeah, Miranda Jordan. So Miranda was asking us, and I think she was calling from Colorado Springs in Colorado, and she was asking for the importance of pre-qual. Well, a pre-qual is important not only for PenFed, but a lot of for all credit unions and the banks. You know why? Because you're actually saving your credit score. You're not losing anything, and you're not actually so you have to win. What I'm trying to say here is when you get a pre-qualification offer from PenFed, never say no. You never say no. Why? Because you don't lose anything. You can try and see how much you can be approved for, Okay, it doesn't cost anything, so you always want to go for it. Okay, and one thing I also want to say here is that you have to understand there is a difference between pre-approved and pre-qualified. And the thing is, the pre-approved, if you receive the pre-approval offer from PenFed, it means that you meet their basic requirements. Okay, pre-approved credit card offers differ because lenders such as PenFed already have the information needed to evaluate your credit worthiness. Okay, and so if you want to contrast that, you want to contrast pre-approval offers with pre-qualification. So pre-qualification for a card from PenFed card indicates that you have made the first request and reach out to PenFed to see if you might be approved for the card you're interested in. So PenFed may then look at your profile and show you credit cards and offers that you might qualify for if you apply. It's not a guarantee, but it's always a good sign. Okay, so the thing with PenFed is if you want to, you can actually be passive or active. You can be proactive or passive. In other words, you can wait. You can have a passive posture, waiting for them to get back to you, or you can actually reach out to, you can call customer service, or you can go to a branch and ask for it. Okay, and so you can request a pre-qualification on PenFed's credit card as long as you go into the internal website, not the public one, the one that is available only to members. Okay, and request the pre-qualification. Yeah, that's the first hack you want to apply. Okay, this is the second hack actually. The second hack you want to apply if you want to get qualified for the PenFed Gold Visa credit card. The third hack I want to share with you is branch talk. Oh yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one. You want to inquire at the branch if you could qualify for the credit card given your financial situation. Or you can call customer service. Okay, and this is important. The whole thing about the branch talk is you want to actually discuss your overall financial situation. No holds barred. You want to ask all questions. Okay, be as transparent as possible. You want to share. You want them to let you know, point blank. You want to hear from them your odds of approval. And the thing is, if you live in an area where there is no PenFed branch, just call. Just pick up the phone and call them. It's always good. It's always great in our view and in our experience. It's always great to collect as much intel from PenFed itself, okay, before applying, than just randomly apply for this card online. Okay, when you go to a branch, if you're lucky to have to secure an appointment at a branch, please bring your paperwork. We're talking about your financial documents, your bank statements, okay, your tax returns, your pay stubs, okay, your W-2s, your 1099 and whatnot. The whole thing is you want to actually bring all forms of financial documentation that can give a clear idea about your financial situation. That's what you want, right? And ask questions about the card. You want to ask as many questions about the card as possible. Again, remember, no holds barred. Okay, this should be an open conversation because you're trying to gather as much information, as much intel before applying for the card. Because once you apply for the card, it's already late, right? It's already late. And you don't want that. You want to actually get all the info beforehand. Okay, inquire if you qualify for the card. That should be your first question, or your last question. Like after showing them all your info, all your documentation, all your paperwork, ask them point blank, do I qualify for this card? Okay, and they'll let you know. The cool thing is they'll let you know. Okay, and so that you don't risk like 5-10 points off of your credit score through a hard pull. No, you can actually decide right then and there whether or not it's a great opportunity for you to apply for the PenFed Gold Visa credit card. Okay, now if you don't qualify, you can ask them, which other credit card can I go for? Yeah, again, it's all about asking as many questions as possible, getting as much intel as possible so that you can make the right decision. Okay, so overall, we believe that if you want to qualify for this PenFed Gold Visa or any other credit card for that matter, or any other PenFed credit card for that matter, go to a branch. Okay, talk to someone at the branch and have a conversation so they can let you know whether or not you can qualify. I want to talk to you now about the fourth hack that's important. I mean, you might think it's logical, but it's self-evident. But not always. Your FICO score. You want to check your FICO score. Okay, it's important. You need to actually check your FICO score. We got a call. We got an email last time from what's her name again? Pamela. Yeah, Pamela Carr. And it's kind of interesting the kind of job she has. I think she was telling us she's a space traffic controller, right? Is that what it is? Yeah, space traffic controller. I love that. I love that job. I mean, you know, and she was calling from what? Seattle, Washington. Okay, the thing here is that, listen, your FICO score, you don't have to flex your FICO score. You don't have to show it off. Okay, but you want to make sure that you have that you want to make sure that there are two things on your FICO score: that it is accurate. In other words, it is free from any kind of derogatory items. And number two, that it keeps going up month after month after month. That's what you care about, and that's what I care about. So whenever I'm talking to you about PenFed Gold Visa, and especially when it comes to this FICO score thing, I want you to just be in a position where you can actually check your FICO score to make sure it is accurate. There are a lot of places where you can check your FICO score for free. Okay, so we talk about Discover. You don't have to be a Discover member to a Discover customer, rather, to actually check it for free. You can do the same thing with Capital One. They have something called CreditWise, or there is a website called annualcreditreport.com that actually allows you to actually check your credit score for free every year. Okay, so you can have access to your score from Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. Or you can go to Credit Karma, NerdWallet, Wallet Hub. You can actually sign up there. The only thing is that with those three players, Credit Karma, NerdWallet, and Wallet Hub, they actually they will send you a bunch of solicitations, because they make money if you click on their links. That's what it is. So they will just bombard you with a lot of offers. I mean, listen, if you are okay with that, go ahead. I mean, you know, that's totally up to you. So overall, you can check your FICO score at many credit unions, at American Express. If you have an American Express account, a Citibank, in a lot of credit unions, or a Live Bank. Okay, so there are a lot of places where you can check your FICO score and actually work on improving it, because that's the bottom line. The bottom line is you want to improve your FICO score over time. Hack number 5. You need to have a relationship, a banking relationship with PenFed. Okay, anytime we talk about a relationship, folks are kind of like, they're just like flabbergasted. You know, they're confused. Why is he talking about banking when we are talking about credit? Blah, 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 blah. Hey. Listen, there is a strong correlation between banking and credit. And I want you to really keep that in mind. Listen, I don't care if you hate my ass. I'm going to say it again. There is a strong correlation between banking and credit. Okay. And I'm not just talking about relations, just a regular relationship. No, you want to think about PenFed as a relationship banking partner. Okay, because right now you probably have what we call transactional banking. Like you have your checking accounts, you have your savings account, you deposit, you withdraw, you deposit, you withdraw. It's so mechanical. I mean, it's so mechanical. No, I want your ass to move from that transactional banking relationship to a real relationship. In other words, a mutually beneficial relationship. Okay, and that starts by opening a checking account. And when we talk about PenFed, there is one checking account that's very important. That's even higher in the hierarchy than other checking accounts, and that's called Access America. You want to get that. Okay, very important. You really want to get that. Very important. And the thing I want to say here is that this checking account may seem to you like low key, but it is quite essential, especially when it comes to reaping benefits at PenFed. Okay, Access America. And then next, I want you to open savings account. And we say this all the time, but we keep repeating it because folks don't really understand the importance of relationship banking. We will stop talking about this when 100% of our viewers have done what we are saying. Yeah, you got to have a savings account. I don't care. You know, you can tell me I don't have enough money, blah, 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 blah. Hey, listen. Hey, I want you to have a checking account and savings account. Even if you put $25 in either of them, that's fine. You don't have to put $1,000. You don't have to put $10,000. Put something. Put something. Okay, $25 here, $25 there. Okay, at least 2 accounts. And then you can, if you have cash, you can actually open other accounts. If your household's financial situation is comfortable, think about your retirement. You probably have 401k already, or you have other stuff at work, but open an individual retirement accounts, an IRA. Okay, for your golden days, think about MMAs, money market accounts. Think about certificate of deposits, CDs. So you have a constellation of options when it comes to strengthening, when it comes to buttressing your relationship with PenFed. I'll be right back, but after this, don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We are actually having a conversation today about PenFed Gold Visa credit card hacks you must implement today to qualify and to actually be approved super fast. Okay, now I want to talk to you about your PenFed debts. Okay, now you need to keep your existing PenFed debt down if applicable. In other words, if you have an auto loan, you have a car loan with them, you have a student loan, you have a line of credit, you have a mortgage, a HELOC, a home equity line of credit, whatever you have with them, it's really important to keep your overall exposure, actually their overall exposure to you, because PenFed is thinking about you as, like, the more debt you have with them, the more exposed they actually see themselves to you, which is a fact. If you contrast this situation with what I spoke to you earlier about your PenFed NPR, see, earlier you were a depositor. In other words, you were depositing cash with them, so they didn't see any threat. Now, if you're a borrower, things are really changing, because hey, listen, you want to make sure that you actually play the game pretty well. What I'm trying to say here is, what if you have personal loans? Okay, you want to make as much payments as possible before applying for the PenFed Gold Visa credit card, because otherwise they'll be looking at your application with the suspicion. In other words, you have too much credit, you have too much loans outstanding. Same thing with auto loans. Okay, do you currently have an auto loan? Grandpa, talk to me. Grandma, Dad, are you there, Dad? I'm talking to you. Yeah. Do you have an auto loan with the PenFed? Okay, then you really have to think about lowering the bar. You want to lower the amount that you owe before applying for this PenFed Gold Visa credit card, or any other credit card for that matter. It's all about maintaining a low level of debts. Okay, same thing for mortgages. Now, mortgages are a little different because they're a long-term loan, and you're talking about 30 years, and on top of that, those loans are collateralized. So really, PenFed knows that if something happens, they can actually foreclose upon you. So a mortgage technically doesn't go into this equation. Same thing for auto loans, though. But the difference between a mortgage and an auto loan is that a car depreciates as soon as you drive it off the lot, but a house appreciates. At least that's what we want to think, that over 30 years, your house will appreciate in value, and will appreciate, that your house value will appreciate. And that's true. Okay, so also think about your HELOC. Okay, HELOC is also similar to a mortgage, but overall, what I'm trying to say here is you want to keep your existing PenFed debt down if applicable. Last but not the least, you want to make sure you meet the card's requirement. Okay, of course, we are speaking about the PenFed Gold Visa credit card. Okay, and the requirements are pretty simple, but you got to really think about that. And there was a question that what was his name again? Yeah, Robert Kennedy. Oh, that's his name. Really? Okay. Hey, listen, Bob. If you are currently listening to us, I just wanted to say that this PenFed Gold Visa credit card has a pretty interesting, pretty standard requirements. Okay, they are asking you if you have 600 minimum credit score, you can actually qualify, not a problem. Okay. And one thing you want to make sure is that if you don't have 600 right now, you want to be in a position where you are constantly improving your credit score. Okay. You want to make payments on time. You want to keep balances low on existing credit cards. You want to avoid new debts. Very important. Okay. And prepare for questions you'll be asked. I mean, if you go to a branch, they'll ask you questions about your income, your employment. They'll ask you a question about your debt to income ratio, right? Because that's really what's going to determine your ability to make payments. Okay. And so you want to apply strategically. Very important. Okay. And what I'm trying to say here is that you want to space out your applications. If the last time you applied for a credit card was 3 months ago, wait for 6 months. Okay. Unless you really want to have the PenFed Gold Visa credit card, the longer you wait, the better. I mean, when you wait, something extraordinary also happens with your credit score. It goes up, assuming, of course, that you are actually making payments on time all the time. Right? Very important, because you got to really think about your payment history. You have to think about your credit utilization ratio. You got to think about your DTI also. But all these things work hand in hand. Okay. So overall, what I'm trying to say here is that you want to have a clear idea of what the requirements are for this card. Okay. And it is a beautiful card. Of course, it is. You can be qualified for this card with a large limit. Okay. If you want to do balance transfers, or you want to use the card strategically on purchases for the last 15 months. But the thing is, you have to know, you got to be clear about the kind of requirements they're asking, so you can boost your approval odds. Okay. And preferably go to a branch to have a conversation. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. Just to quickly recap today's conversation, I was talking to you about PenFed Gold Visa credit card hacks you must implement today to be qualified ASAP. So I spoke about card fitness, pre-qualification, branch talk, FICO score, PenFed MPR, PenFed debts, and the requirements. Thank you so much for your attention. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.